running against Grace Meng. He's actually out in front of the Flushing Library today until 3 o'clock. Then he's going to go protest at Vicky Palladino's office. We're going to talk about that. I just want to, this is not for regular consumption. This is for my people that are super political. This is for my people that care about the Grace Meng race. This is for my people that are politically active, right? If you're here as a bystander, that's completely cool, no problem, right? It's entertaining, but nobody else is going to talk about this, so it's not going to be a hot story. It's just going to be something that you're a little rabbit hole for you to dig into. Anyways, so let's look at Chuck Park. I do want to document. Part of the reason why I'm doing this is also to document, right, with evidence that certain things, because certain things I'm going to say on camera, certain things I'm not going to ask on camera, because I don't want to, without his permission, right? So I have my interview, which I do normally. I do want to ask about, he's got some relations with Obama. Supposedly he was a former, he formerly was almost like an ambassador or something for the United States. I don't think he served for Korea. He was like for some other country I don't remember off the top of my head. So it wasn't one of the big ones. It's not like Russia or China or Japan or something. It's I'll probably say the forces in the relevant forces in the Asia Pacific region. I think he was doing it somewhere else. We're gonna see. I just started to watch his stuff this morning. He said that his parents were, I think, immigrants. Right? It seems immigration seems to be a big issue for him. So is English his second language, right? And we're gonna see what's up. His father is he's a district leader. His father is very committed. I respect his father's accomplishments and work. Even though I don't have a lot of interaction with him, I don't even know if he speaks that much English, to tell you the truth, but I see his father sitting in a lot of important things. So I also believe that I'm being canceled, so this is kind of a... well, actually I can say all that later, right? Let me just make sure some of the things that I really want to say now to really lock in with evidence, right? Like things that are going to happen now. So, well, this is actually relevant because it's being canceled, right? So, we talking to, okay, his father's very connected. You'll see him actually in my other videos with the Korea show that's held by CAGNY, Korean American Association of Greater New York. Now, I have actually a picture of myself and the leader at a church together. We just took a selfie together. What's up? Jack does stuff. I'm just documenting some stuff for this. What you're watching is some Korean American, political business here in New York City, right? This is unique stuff. What's my political stance? Rep them? Well, that's an interesting thing. I'll answer that real quick, but then I'm going to go back to what I'm doing, right? Just so you know, I am actually a anarchist, okay? The thing is that I'm not saying I don't believe in any government at all. Anarchism allows you to do whatever you want. But there's definitely, in all the systems, there's some potential for abuse, and that has to be, there's no perfect system. That's really what that means. So some people are going to try to make that mean something else. It doesn't mean anything else more than that, right? Any system should be questioned, should be changing, adaptable. It should not be locked into, one style of thing. That's actually dangerous. People think they know they built a perfect system. Anyway, let's get back to the business here. So we're going to see Chuck Park. His father, once again, is a district leader. This is actually I'm only a county committee member, so that's like a level above me. So he said that his father is actually an immigrant, but somehow actually, let me look this up right now. I'll come back to this live stream, but I want to see what's up with Chuck Park and the connections to Obama. Can anybody look it up, right? Honestly, I think that I'm definitely running into a lot up here, right? If you take a look at my interactions with some of the convention of states, extremely pro-Israel. I'm not mad at that, right? People that are Jewish, they're really brought up from a very young age, really taught that this is their fight. So, and like Mom Donnie, I would say that they have the right to exist, right? And you can't kill an idea, so let them have the nation, right? But should they be killing people and genociding? No. that's not cool. So the thing is that over here, Chuck is interesting because he's Korean American, but you notice that the Korean Americans are being kept out of the conversation when it comes to the anti-war stuff. But we are on the same timeline of government interference as Israel. There definitely are forces trying to prevent us from having this conversation, from chipping in, or from having anything like. I could tell you about how from a very young age I could see how the media was controlled. Okay? And even right now, you can see that if I had a civil rights movement with no black people, the anti-war movement has no war victims. It's being controlled, and I think by CIA. So there's probably also CIA involvement, also probably other countries, right? New York City is a huge target. There's a lot of embassies here. There's a lot of, United Nations diplomats here. There's definitely a deep spy activity going on in New York City. And the pressure that I'm putting behind the scenes, I'm not saying like I'm some big guy. There's bigger cats in the stable. But I also feel definitely that the anti-war movement here is definitely super deeply infiltrated, and it's really sad. So we're going to see what's up with Chuck Park over here. And when I ask him about Obama, I'm going to be reading his reaction to, try to determine if he's truthful or not, right? And having done, trained a little bit in interrogation as an amateur, the thing is that you want to keep asking questions and look for consistent responses or look for inconsistencies. So definitely going to be fishing around. All right. By the way, if you have questions, if you are looking any of this stuff up, please help me out, right? I see actually I had 9 people in there for a hot second, then it dropped down to 2 like immediately. Immediately. Yo, it's hilarious, yeah? I literally had 9 people that immediately dropped to 2. That's very strange. Weird shit is going on, 100%. I don't care. I'm gonna keep going, yeah? So, anything else about Chuck Park? Of course, I'm gonna ask all the questions for my team of people. I know actually the guy who's taking on Hakeem Jeffries right now, his name is Vance Bostic. I was kind of like hanging out with his campaign over. They got Discord, and he's taking on Hakeem Jeffries, right? So you could actually have the candidates that are taking on the big names, right? Hakeem Jeffries, Grace Meng, right? DNC leadership, and you could put together an interesting, by coordinating together, something that's bigger and gives people more reason to get involved. So I'm going to also run that by Chuck and see if he might be getting involved with that. And if you think about it, right, it's a good idea. Is there any reason for them not to do it, right? And I've learned to develop my plan, so now I'm going to ask Vance about it. So even if Chuck never acknowledges that I asked him this question, right, or if it never goes wide, like at least Vance is going to know too. So, and if they both say no, right, because I don't trust anybody in this game, right? Anything is possible to proven otherwise. They may both be plants. They might both be good people. I don't know. They might be a mix. Any mix is possible. So I'm going to also fish around with Vance and be like, yo, let's the Hakeem Jeffries guy, the Grace Meng guy, let's go. I'm also shout out to Mary at Vegeta. She's also running for a Zoran seat, which is quite interesting. I'm in discussions with her behind the scenes. She's trying to do a grassroots thing. I know Diana Moreno has been crowned, but I don't know Diana. She never helped my people, never did nothing. But I do want to shout out, what's the name? Bengalis, okay? I used to be in Jackson Heights, and my whole crew went there, so shout out to them. Anyways, we're approaching. Okay, so everybody cleared out. That's good. That's fine. This is. People thought I was gonna go crazy and yelling and shit. No. It's not that. The next stop is 50 seconds. Anything else to ask Chuck Park? Also, I want to ask about his relationship with a guy named John Cho and see if he recognizes John Cho. John Cho was actually the founder of Little Doom. They're actually, I think, very big on the West Coast too. They're like a national organization now. But every time I see John Cho dead serious, he never acknowledges anything I do anymore. He's out there pushing paperboy prints. The guy has not helped anybody. Honestly, you look at paperboy prints, he's from Virginia. I think he's also CIA plant, and also he's way into that Puff Daddy stuff. Some kind of weird ass, I'm not even against the Jimmy Dore stuff, yeah, but there's also like weird stuff going on with unaccountability, sexual assault, fraud, and things like that. You're not gonna, that's already been documented. We're shipping away the Asian American thing. And by the way, I looked up last night Sumi Terry. I don't know if you guys know about Sumi Terry. She's actually the wife of Max Boot, former CIA, and you can look this up yourself right now, Suemitirry. Her court case is still going on, so she was actually arrested as a spy. I looked at the court papers last night, and honestly, it's not really, the court papers is not really looking like, people are asking them to drop the case, and I think it's possible that that could happen, so. But I'm going to try to go to that court and try to jump out at Cemetery and ask her some questions. I bet you she's going to do this and run away, right? That's what they're going to do. They're not trying to. She's from the CIA. She's not going to answer random. She'll only answer questions to gatekeeper-approved media figures, okay? Fox News, right? And also PBS and also CNN. She's on all. They're all together, okay? They're supposedly right-wing, like they're adversaries. No, they're not. They're competitors. They're also monopolists. They also have their own. She won't go on, even though I'm Korean American, right? Could she go on Yunsuk One, the largest Korean American commentator? I work with him. He's in Los Angeles, the largest Korean American population in the United States, right? She doesn't have to talk to me, even though I'm in New York, the largest, her hometown. Only on the media channel. So you can see that Yeonmi Park is the same way. All the defectors, same. I guarantee you, all the defectors, Charles Root, Yeonmi Park and her friends, there's other ones coming from the Casey Lartigue's circle with their little classes up at Harvard University, Dead Serious. I'm very sure that they don't interact with any Korean Americans. Only people that are defected or people that are
This is a Flushing Main Street bound 7 local train. The next stop
something's
is
very fake about it.
Street.
So, you know, off camera, I'm also going to ask Chuck what he thinks about that stuff. I could ask on camera. We'll see how he is about it, right? What do you think? Should I ask on camera? Am I impressed? I'm impressed. I'm excited. Fuck part. I've been actually, just so you know, working with other, every candidate that's opposed Grace Meng, including number 1. What's her name? Melquiades Gagarin. It's a Filipino name. Melquiades. Yeah, it's a complicated name. Then the other guy's name is
I'm Xavier.
he's actually a friend of mine. Tom's Mitch. Yeah.
It destroys lives and families. It's never worth it. Ride inside, stay alive.
Alright, so I think I just documented what I wanted to say. If there's anything else, I'll clock back in if I have something else to add to this, but I want to save this right now and see what's up.